Welcome. Thank you for joining us. My name is Josh Needham. This is Singing Out Live and online. And just so you know, you're watching the best show in Australia right now. We've gone to the trouble of listing your current viewing options. Right now on Channel 10, Jamie Oliver, Keep Cooking and Carry On. Not bad. He's a nice guy, but haven't you already had dinner? Channel 7, Better Homes and Gardens. If your garden isn't perfect by now, after 2 months of lockdowns, watching Better Homes and Gardens is not going to save you. Okay, there, I said it. 9 Go, Shrek 2. Are sequels ever better than the first? Think about it. Dumb and Dumber 2, Grown Ups 2, Terminator 2. Actually, scrap that. Terminator 2 was way better than the first. And just forget I said anything at all. And then, of course, there's ABC with Gardening Australia. Again, 2 months, people, just move on. In other words, you're watching the best show. We think you're watching the best show right now. So put the shears away, put on your moccasins, because coming up in the show, independent Aussie artist Ellery Cohen is in the studio. Woo! He'll be performing and sharing his story. So send in your comments, write in your questions, and we can discuss all things music, life, and mental health. Also, earlier in the week, we caught up with independent Triple J favourite and festival headliner Samsara. So again, send in your Q&As and we'll attempt to cross those T's and dot those I's as we run through the A to Z of the ABCs for your alphabetic pleasure. Oh, I did it! I was trying to say that earlier, I didn't get it at all. I've peaked early, everyone, so we should probably just, normally you start from here and you go up, but now I'm starting from here and going down. So anyway, I don't know what you want to do. Maybe just watch gardening. So maybe gardening is a better option after all. But just in case you've already put your whippersnipper away, that sounds wrong, but I swear it's not. But just in case you've already put it away, again, just calm down. In other words, I've messed this up. Can we please just get through this? I'm nearly there, I swear. Gardening appliance then, is that better? Is that better? Okay, gardening appliance, you've put it away, so let's get on with the show. Please help me welcome my beautifully radiant host for this evening, Georgia Kane. Woo! Georgia, how are you? And are you excited for the show this evening?
Yes, I'm really excited. And we've got a great show tonight, and I think we can all agree we've covered gardening. Okay? Great. I'm glad we got that out of the way. But Ellery Cohen is here. He's going to perform and share his story, and Samsara as well. I love her. So I hope that everyone's watching. Tell us what you're up to. Who are you watching with? What would you honestly be watching if you weren't watching this? And we'll be fielding your questions. I'll be writing back, and we love hearing all your responses as the show goes on.
Amazing. See, this is why Georgia is way better at being a host than me. She actually gets the point across without getting distracted by unnecessary outside items.
I'm trying. But anyway, let's get to it and introduce our first guest. Yay!
Erica, and this is 10 rapid fire questions with Ellery Cohen. Ellery, night owl or morning bird?
Night owl.
Sweet or savoury?
Sweet.
Texting or talking?
Oh, talking.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Puppies or kittens?
Oh, puppies.
Winter or summer?
Summer.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Oh, chocolate.
Comedy or horror?
Comedy.
Google or Bing?
Bing. Google, definitely.
Burgers or tacos?
Burgers.
McDonald's or KFC?
KFC.
And lastly, before I sit you down, how did it feel when you heard your single be played on national radio?
It was very weird. Very weird feeling.
There you go.
Watch this.
And Josh, you're live.
Oh, wait, hello, how are we? We are here with none other than the man himself. Can you put your hands together all the way from home, wherever you are around Australia, or the world, for Mr. Ellery Cohen?
Woo, yeah.
Mate, how are you? We'll give you
An elbow, distant elbow.
Yeah, it's funny because
From the distance.
How are you? You made it.
I made it here.
Feeling good?
I'm feeling very good.
You've straight out of ISO into the studio. Does it feel weird being connected to all these strange people again?
Too many people here compared to the one person that I normally see, which is myself. And there's a lot of cameras.
It's exactly.
Less cameras than what are normally in my house.
Yes.
Which is none.
None. Well, your
That
phone.
I know of. There could be.
How many cameras are on a phone these days? 1, 2, 3? Is that an average?
At least.
Yeah. Tell
And
us
they're
how many people.
always watching us.
Yeah. Matrix style. Big brother. But I'm so excited that you're here and you're going to perform for us.
I'm excited.
You're going to be sharing with us your story and what you've been through, what you're going through, and how you're going with that, and how music kind of helps you in that way. So we're really excited. We've got a bunch of people that are here already. Who have we got? Sarah. She is applauding. Thank you, Sarah, for applauding all the way
Applause
from home.
back. Here you go.
Evie, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Neil, hello. Annie, hello. Rebecca, hello. Welcome. Taylor, Ashley, you guys are writing in questions already. I feel electrified by your
This is exciting.
digital presence.
Friday night.
They're all here to see
Party
you,
night.
mate. They're all here to see you.
Where are they?
They're
in the interwebs. There you are. I see you.
They're partying, digitally
Digitally party.
with us here. That's right. And you heard of course, we've got Sam Sarah coming up in the show as well. We caught up with her earlier in the week, so we'll get to that. But first, I want to talk about you. You had quite do you call it a roller coaster, or is it just the up bit before the ride? I mean, you've had a lot of success
Roller
last
coasters
couple of
do
years.
go down, and
They do.
that's definitely. Are you saying that's what's going to happen now?
No, well,
This
I
is
mean,
scary.
it's not a metaphor. Well, it's just maybe a bad metaphor to use.
I'm on the
but
upwards of the roller coaster.
Yes, yeah. But the excitement is the down part.
You're right.
So which part are you on?
I'm the upward.
You're
the
the upward.
moment.
So you're hopeful for what's about to come.
Hopeful.
And what's
word.
the ride upward been like so far in your career? You've had
crazy.
It's been pretty good, right?
Very lucky. I'm super blessed of
Yep.
opportunities I've had. Like I've had a couple of my songs streamed nationally, and it's been really cool to see a whole lot of people interact with my music, and
Yes.
some crazy things have happened in the last couple of months, so it's really exciting.
Yep. You got to work with Dan Keller producing a couple of videos from Click Studios. That was pretty good.
For sure, yeah, Dan is...
Bit of a privilege.
What a plug.
Oh, he's here right now, everyone. I didn't see you there. Whoops.
If you check out his website, he'll
Wow.
be offering some great deals tonight.
Or you can call him. I think his number starts with 1-900 something. 55 cents a minute only, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Ted who's tuned in. Ted Batchelor, the boys. That's right.
The boys.
Hey Taylor. Hey Joshy. Ellery's homies. Is that your mate? Is that one of your mates?
They're my mates, the homies.
The homies. I like it. Rebecca Routley. Yep. Yeah, are you the one partying in your room? Darren Miller's streaming in. How are you? He's singing from home. He's got those low tones. So I know that you have spent a little bit of time at home recently, much like the rest of Australia, like
Way
all of
too
us.
much
Let's be
time.
honest. We have been cooped up like chickens in a cage. The rest of the world. yeah.
Everyone.
And it's been really exciting trying to find opportunities within that little cage. But for you, I heard a little rumour that there might have been something that went wrong during your stay at home. Something about you getting locked out of the house naked, not once, but twice. Tell me about that. What happened?
Well, all right, it's a crazy story. This is when I was living back at home with my parents.
Yes.
My parents had gone away, and I'm super anal about like home safety, making sure all the doors are locked. So I went through the house, locked every single door. We've got to make
right.
sure I'm safe.
Yes.
And the rest
You're
of
a
the world are
secure
safe.
Man.
Yeah.
You make a good father.
So went to bed that night, got up in the morning, had a shower, and then I came in the house. No one was home, so I was naked, obviously.
So you sleep naked, in other words.
TB confirmed, depending on the viewership. I think my family are watching.
I can't sleep naked.
Came inside.
Too much going on. It's like, no.
Came inside.
Anyway.
Went outside to get something, obviously still naked. And because I had previously locked all the doors, I went outside and I closed the door behind me and locked myself outside.
Wait. Go
Naked.
back a little bit. Why did you go outside when you were naked?
I went out to do something outside, unsure of what it was at this
So
point.
you don't even remember.
I was naked, but
Let's
no one
say
was
it was
around.
the bins. Was it putting the bins
I
out?
went to put the bins out naked.
Right, so
The thing
someone
was,
got a view.
It was going through my
Someone got an
mind
eyeful.
going, I'll get a locksmith, but I had no phone. I was like, maybe I'll go next door. But then I'm like, I can't go next door because I'm naked. I'll have to call a locksmith. But then even when I call the locksmith, I'll still be naked.
Yes.
I found a window. I got through the window, got inside. I got through the window, safely got through the window. But the problem was,
and that's when the neighbours' kids came out.
that's when the neighbours
sorry.
were screaming at me.
Yep.
I got inside, but then for some reason, not sure why, I went out the door again to get something and locked myself out.
Hang on. So at this
Second
point,
time. I'd already been locked out once, but this is time number 2. I went in, I came out again, and got locked out again. But I already knew the window was open, like the window was...
from the first time you went
the
back
first
in.
time I could go through the window
Right.
again. But
Yes.
then I'm at home freaking out because like I know that someone can easily get through the window. Do you have clothes on yet? Yeah. Well,
So-
after I got through the second time.
All I'm hearing is a very confused man running around the street naked.
There was no street. This is at my private residence.
All right. How public is your front? Is this your front yard?
No, this is the side of my house.
Side. How
All gated
how,
in, no one
how
can-
visible on a scale? Like how visible is the side of
I'd
your
probably
house?
say 5% visible.
So there was a chance.
I was 100% visible, like myself.
And was it visible from the neighbour's house?
No.
Oh no. Oh, okay. Well, that's, yeah.
No kids. I'm not registered
elderly?
on their anything.
This is live.
no
You
ramifications.
can't take this back. And I'm scared, to be honest.
No ramifications came from this. I didn't.
Okay.
No police were involved. I was fully fine, and I got
Right.
inside.
I-
We're all good.
What I think the people want to know, Stuart, how are you? Nick, welcome, and Erin, welcome. What the people want to know is, did you learn was there a moral of this story? What was the lesson that you gained?
If there
from
was a
locking
lesson-
yourself out naked twice.
I did not learn it. If there was a lesson, I can honestly say I did not learn it. Probably would do it again.
Right.
By accident.
Well, we're sitting here with, if you've just joined us, we're sitting here with Ellery Cohen. He's just told us how he was locked out of the house naked twice by his own doing, and he doesn't remember why he went outside. So he's in good hands. All I'm saying is that I'm glad he's in the studio right now and he's clothed.
And I'm not at home. Yeah.
Is it?
It's probably for the best.
I
here.
think it's for the best. Yes.
Yeah.
In a minute, we're going to come back with Ellery. He's going to share with us a little bit more about his mental health journey, what he's been through, and how music has helped him through that. And right now, we're going to throw to Georgia.
Everyone who's been sending in the comments and the questions, we absolutely love it. Keep them coming. So, just so you know, Sing It Out Online is an entirely volunteer-run show. So everyone here is working because we really believe in the cause that we're fighting for, positive mental health. So if you're interested in becoming a sponsor, a partner, or even just donating, you can do one or all three. Schools and councils are encouraged to become a partner. As a partner, you'll receive equal discounts on live shows when we're finally allowed to bring them back to you. And on top of that, you'll get signed merchandise and music scholarship giveaways through Talent College. If you're a business, become a sponsor. Your brand will feature on our show, and also you'll get advertised across Australia. Plus, you'll be helping a generation of youth find better mental health. And of course, if you're just a solo legend and you want to be a part of the change, you can donate via our website, singitouttour.com, and all the proceeds go towards funding this show and the Sing It Out initiative across Australia, as well as Beyond Blue. So the sponsors this week include Stairway for giving us this incredible space, NM Productions for directing our tech, Click for all our AV needs, and as well as Noisy Post for all of our tech needs. Whatever the case, we can't wait to hear from you. Get in touch, join the fam, and together we can make a difference. And I look like I'm landing a plane with my hands, but you get the picture. Join us, we're so excited, and we can't wait to hear from you.
Back with Ellery Cohen. He's just shared quite an exciting story. No need to worry, no need to panic. Everything's safe. He is clothed now. Moran Weston has written in, can confirm his room is not even inside the main house. He came inside nude. So that's good to know. Good to know there's a witness there.
I don't know who she is.
Hannah says, love you, Ellery. Ted Batchelor, he wants to be with the boys. Oh, I get it. And
I'm with the
Neil
boys.
Carmody says, drunk, I bet. So
In spirit.
Erin, Josh, you're doing a great job, but have to go. So, come on, Erin. You got to stick around. We already gave you what else is on.
There's
You've got-
nothing better.
And Annie Stone says, Ellery Cohen wool. So thank you, Annie. So Ellery, you've had a bit of a journey with your mental health. Obviously, we're here to talk a little bit about that. And you've had, a little bit of an up and down ride, shall we say. I guess to start things off, how would you describe in a few sentences to begin with your general mental health journey over the last few years?
I think when like talking about mental health in general, I think a lot of people describe it as like a roller coaster.
Yep.
And that's the thing, like that's what life's like, up and down. And I think for me, that's what my mental health and just my life in general has been some really good times and some pretty horrible times.
Yes.
But I think, you know, moving forward in life, like a lot of us, that's kind of what life looks like. We have great times and we have bad times. And I think my mental health is kind of the same. Yeah.
Yep. And coming into that, like, was it like that for you as a kid, or were some of those rockier up
Yeah.
and downs, did they more occur in your teenage life, or like when did it start to feel like that?
So I kind of grew up, mental health was kind of something that was kind of always in my life. But I guess the way that I spoke about mental health kind of changed over the years. So my mum has a mental illness called borderline personality disorder.
Yes.
And growing up, I kind of had no idea what that was. I just kind of, all I saw it was my mum was sick, my mum was different. I didn't understand, does everyone else have a parent that's kind of in and out of rehab? And, you know, does everyone else not see their mum like me? And does everyone else's mum, you know, are they not happy half the time as well? And
what age would you be questioning these types of questions?
I guess from as far as I can remember, my mum has been pretty unwell. So I guess it's something that I can't not remember.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And how did that start to affect you personally? You know, aside from just asking the questions, what was the impact that had as you were growing up?
I guess mental health, especially with things like this, like we can talk about it, and I think we've got, you know, a huge distance ahead of us to continue. But I think for me growing up, I couldn't talk about it. There was this real big kind of stigma and fear that if I told someone about what was happening to my mum, you know, my mum was in the psych ward, and I was so afraid that people would go, "Oh, your mum's crazy. Does that mean you're crazy?" You know, and I went, "Well, is my mum crazy?" You know, like bouncing in and out of rehab and having a mum who was, you know, addicted to drugs. Does that mean that's going to happen to me as well? And there was a lot of fear, and I guess I didn't want to tell anyone.
Yep.
And it was like this battle that I had to kind of face alone because no one would understand. And if I did tell them, how would they respond to it?
And was this fear, do you think, something that was in just you, or was there outside influences that kind of made that fear seem a lot bigger and a lot more real?
I guess it was just because no one spoke about it. This was this kind of secretive thing that no one ever discussed. You know, mental health, depression. It was stuff that when it was spoken about, it was spoken about so negatively.
Yes.
You know, and you know, crazy. That person's crazy. That person's a psycho. You know, it was words that were thrown around so easily. And for me, like having that journey of mental health, it was like I couldn't even talk about it because if I did, it would just be kind of thrown back at me. Yeah.
Yep. And so fast forward to more recent times, and in the last couple of years, you know, you were saying earlier that there has been some hard times more recently. Are you prepared to share a little bit about that and
sure.
what that's been like?
I think for me, my mental health kind of took a turn in life. A few different things happened in life, and I guess I kind of didn't take time to focus on myself, and I kind of took a real nosedive emotionally and physically, and I guess I kind of got to the point where I was looking at life about 12 months ago, and I kind of went, I don't know if this is kind of what I want to do anymore. Like, if this is life and this is how it is, like, I kind of don't know if I want to stick around anymore. And I kind of was like, you know, would it just be easier just to kind of to give up on stuff? And I guess for me, the best thing I kind of did was reach out to people and I seeked help, and I went to see someone and I spoke about how I was going, and I had an awesome group of people around me to kind of encourage me and tell me I matter. And I think if you're kind of in that space, often it's so hard to know that people are there for you. And I guess it's just a huge encouragement that there are people there that love you and care about you. No matter who you are, there's always someone that cares about you. Yeah.
You're incredibly brave for sharing this, I just want to tell you. And just by you sharing that, what you're doing is you're breaking down those walls for other people
Yeah,
that
for
feel
sure.
like they can't share. You're setting an example for people, and that's incredibly inspiring. And so thank you for
Thanks,
sharing
man.
that. It takes a lot of courage. It really does, dude. You know, like what at that time, you know, for other people that might be experiencing something similar, you know, like obviously the thoughts in your head are pretty negative.
Yeah, for sure.
How did you overcome some of that negativity that was going on at the time? Like, were there things that you had to do on a daily basis, or like, did you take active steps to try
Yeah.
and get through that? How did you
Yeah.
get through that?
So I think number one is like you need to kind of focus on yourself, and I think being vulnerable is you know the thing you really have to do, and to seek help in it. Like I think there's a lot of, you know, for me I was super kind of ashamed of how I felt. Like I thought, you know, like my life isn't that bad. Like, you know, I'm doing super well in music, and this, you know, when I kind of hit rock bottom, this is when music was doing so well.
You were
know?
blowing up.
Like I had songs, like my songs
People
were
on the
playing in,
outside are looking at you going, wow, this guy, he looks amazing. And on the inside, you're going, oh,
and that was the crazy thing. Life had kind of, for me, had gone uphill, and I'd kind of reached further than I ever thought I would. And I got to the top of, you know, my songs were playing nationally across, you know, Australia, and I kind of got there and I went, I still feel so crap. You know, like if this is how I feel, then is it even worth it? And for me, I got to that point where I'm like, I need to tell someone about this, and reaching out, and I think that's the most important thing, is actually telling someone that you're not doing okay. But also the flip side, I think, is checking in on our friends and stuff as well, because sometimes people might not have the courage to kind of come forward and say, I'm not doing well. And I've got friends that message me daily, weekly, saying, hey bro, how you going? You know, and that's super important,
Yeah.
that we check in with our friends and stuff, because you don't actually know that people are struggling.
right.
For me, like a lot of people didn't know that this was something that I was struggling with. You know, I'm outgoing and I shared with people, and I didn't even know that, you know,
Yeah.
and I think it's super important that we are checking in with people.
Absolutely. Well, like I want to just congratulate and encourage you for being someone that checks in with other people, because I know that you do that. And also just congratulate and say thank you to those other people that were checking in with you.
Yeah.
You know, if they're watching now, it's like, well done, and keep doing that. You know, you guys are actually setting the example. You're helping to change the culture and the stigma around mental health. You know, you did touch on fear and how people feel like they just can't share this stuff. And then you were brave and courageous enough to actually shed that vulnerability.
Yeah.
You know, that takes more strength than anything to be that vulnerable. And I think that's by far the hardest step for anyone that's experiencing what you've experienced. And, you know, we were talking earlier as well, you know, it's not about perfection. It's not about saying, hey, I've got my whole life together. Everybody's still working through something. But, you know, you've perfectly illustrated that, hey, you know, it's still a journey that you're kind of going on.
And I guess that's the journey that we're all on in life. You know, we can connect with each other, because like this feeling of emptiness and sadness and is emotions that everyone has felt in life.
Yep.
And I think that's why I love music so much, because we can connect. There's this one thing that everyone kind of can connect through. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And on that, like, what role did music play in your life during this time, and how did music play a role to kind of pull you out of that in a way? What part did it play?
I guess for me, music is one of those things that I guess can kind of explain stuff that I can't say. You know,
Yes.
it's, you know, like I couldn't physically say it, but for some reason music can explain it. And I guess for me, when I was going through this stuff, I really wanted to write music that was super honest about what was happening in life. And I was super lucky to work with some really good producers and songwriters to write a song called Change Like That, which is the song I'm going to sing tonight. And I guess for me, it was my journey of sharing my mental health, and I guess a lot of the time feeling like it was a battle that I was facing on my own, and sometimes feeling though that people would just say, you know, you just got to change how you feel, be happy. And I guess that kind of environment sometimes is the hard thing, that it's not just waking up and being happy, but it's this
Yeah.
it's this ongoing kind of process. And yeah, the song that I wrote was kind of just to journey and just be honest about my experience. And I guess by me sharing, it kind of opens the door for this conversation. Yeah.
Yep. Well, again, thank you for sharing, and I'm so excited to hear you sing. You're going to sing Change Like That, and I can't wait. So you might as well go and get ready.
Sweet.
And we'll cut to that. And as Hillary's going to get ready, don't lose your mic, mate.
Don't lose my mic.
Drop it down the gun. Don't lose your mic. You might lose your pants at the same time. We don't want that. But one of the things that Hillary just touched on is that someone can look like they have so much success on the outside and they've got everything together, but you don't know. You don't know what's going on the inside, and we've seen that many times in our culture and in history. There's countless names and lives that have been lost because they just didn't know who to reach out to. So, we just want to commend Ellery again for doing that, and thank you for this song that you're about to sing. And without any further ado, please welcome from home Ellery Cohen singing "Change Like That."
I'm not looking for your sympathy. I'm not scared to talk about it. I won't try to keep it quiet anymore. Can you see that this is killing me? For so long I tried to fight it, bury my feelings, tried to hide it. Not anymore. Don't tell me I am wrong. I'm barely holding on. They say that you will soon be feeling better. They tell you just to push and keep your head up. They think that you should blame it on the weather, but I can't change like that. I know that I will soon be feeling better. I know that I will push and with my head up. Someday I will blame it on the weather, but I can't change like that. Anxious thoughts are overcoming me. Every pill that I am taking, every day my hands are shaking. What is it for? I'm sick of people judging me. I can see where this is leading. Every lie that I'm believing is in my fault. They say that you will soon be feeling better. They tell you just to push and keep your head up. They think that you should blame it on the weather, but I can't change like that. I know that I will soon be feeling better. I know that I will push and with my head up. Someday I will blame it on the weather, but I can't change like that. I'm not the only one. Maybe I'm not alone. I'm not the only one. Maybe I'm not alone. I'm not the only one. Maybe I'm not alone. I'm not the only one. They say that you will soon be feeling better. They tell you just to push and keep your head up. They think that you should blame it on the weather, but I can't change like that. I know that I will soon be feeling better. I know that I will push it with my head up. Someday I will blame it on the weather, but I can't change like that. I can't change like that. I can't change like that.
Sensational! Come back over here, mate. That was absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing. Is it sometimes a little bit hard to sing after sharing a story like that?
I was getting choked up in the throat. Frog in the throat. Is that what it's called? Frog in the throat? What did I say? Throg? I meant frog.
We can't edit what happens, people. All right, this
That's
is it. This is it. But no, that was absolutely fantastic. Well done, dude. And we should let everybody know. Keep sending in your questions. We've had a couple of quick questions that I'll just fire at you before we cut to our next section, which includes how from Sarah Siman. How did you get through those low moments? Did you have any mindfulness practices that help you sit through those feelings and raw emotions?
I guess for me, like acknowledging that I'm having a bad day is a super important thing. So like if I'm having a bad day, kind of implement things to lift myself out of that bad mood, but also not being too harsh on myself. Like it's okay to have days where you're not happy.
Absolutely.
You know, like for you to have a happy day, there has to be a sad day.
That's right.
But I guess it's that how sad. I guess, you know, being sad about something is okay, but when it kind of pushes past sadness, I think that's when we got to kind of assess things, and that's kind of when you need to reach out.
Yep, 100%. Ashley asked, were you educated at mental illness growing up, and how has this influenced your work at Sing It Out?
Yeah, I guess for me, I did heaps of mental health stuff, like facilitating staff and running support groups, and my parents were really awesome about getting us kind of involved in support groups for kids who had a parent with a mental illness, and I kind of got to do a lot of mentoring stuff and school programs and
You've
a whole
actually
lot of
done
stuff.
heaps, haven't you? You've done
a lot of stuff
with
over the
youth
years,
and with
yeah.
mental illness.
Yeah, and like I think it's something I'm super passionate about. Is it's kind of sharing my story, and I guess it's such a scary thing, you know, like being real with people is something that's super hard. But I think I've got a super awesome opportunity and a platform, and I kind of believe if I've got a platform, I should share something from it.
100%, man. Well, we've got more questions coming in from people that we'll ask after our next
sure.
section. Now we're going to cut to another feature artist in this episode. Congratulations, you've got two tonight. She is an independent Australian artist, Triple J favourite, festival headliner. We caught up with her earlier in the week and had a wonderful chat about how she's going, working from home, working in isolation, some mental health tips for you guys. And so give it up from home for the incredible, the only, Sam Sarah.
We did it. We're recording. Yay.
Nice.
It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in ages.
Yeah, you too. I know, it has been.
Very much appreciate your time. Is everyone just busting to just get out of the house?
Yeah, I mean, like, we're the kind of people that don't like to just, like, sit down for, like, not even 1 second. So, yeah, like, there's just been, like, I don't know, just lots of working around the house and doing stuff to keep ourselves busy.
Is your garden looking exquisite?
Yeah, well, I guess so, yeah.
I tell you what, I've never done so much gardening as during this whole thing. I literally went outside with a rusty hacksaw and just chopped off every tree branch that wasn't perfect. I was there.
Yeah.
I would bring up the bundles. It's the most amount of gardening I've ever done in my life, and it's also the only workout I'm getting right now. So it's
same.
And I was watching the progression because, like, I remember that highlight reel that was filmed all the way back at the Gasso, and then like how far you've come since then and everything you've done. I mean, you've had a tremendous ride. Do you feel like the whole coronavirus was just like a big kick in the head with everything? I mean,
it was a massive, like, shock to the system for all of us, but you know, what can you do? That's the thing. We're all just like slowly adjusting.
Trying to figure it out one day at a time. Like, it's certainly not easy, but you seem to have landed on your feet fairly well. Like, you're still active and you're present and you're still a part of the conversation with everyone, which is more than a lot of people are doing, mind you. Like, I think some people have taken it maybe worse than others, I guess. I don't know. You seem to be doing it.
Yeah, no, totally. And I think it's so important right now to just like if you've got a platform, to like use that as a way of connecting with people, because like that's what we need right now. We just need to like know that we're not the only one in isolation, you know, like we're not alone. And it's so easy to fall into the trap of feeling alone in a time like this, especially like if like you live by yourself or whatever. Like it's really easy to fall into that trap. So it's good that I'm glad that I have a platform that I can use to connect with people and make them feel okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of people have, you know, got a lot of inspiration from your music and really connected with you in that way, which is what makes it so exciting and also so hard to have such a kind of rock thrown at you. But
100%. And even just like I've been working with producers over like Zoom and stuff, which has been like interesting working over a screen.
It's a bit weird, isn't it? Because there's also the time difference. You can't really sing together because by the time you hear it, they're already like half a beat.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. And it's so annoying. Like, you know, in my area, like there's really bad Wi-Fi, like real bad.
Have you been actually like playing a lot? Like, has this been for you a time to also just reflect on, I don't know, I feel like a lot of Australia's just been reflecting, and particularly musicians as well have been reflecting on what they're doing with their time, where their life's at, you know, what their goals are. Has it been a similar time for you, have you felt?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of left everyone a bit shocked and lost for words because of that. So
yeah,
I think it's good to be able to just like find other ways to create, like not just doing music. Give yourself a little bit of a break so that when you come back to doing music, you're even more so passionate about it and everything. So like, yeah, I've just kind of like, I've been like drawing, like I'm not a great drawer, but I just do it anyway because it's kind of like a little bit therapeutic.
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever I take my kids to the cafe, which is never right now, you pick up those little, they offer you those little colouring in books, and I'm like, I'll take one.
Yes.
One for me, please. And they're like, oh, this is actually for the children. I'm like, I know.
Oh no, we need it as well. Us adults, we need it too.
We're all just kind of big kids pretending to be responsible, or maybe that's just me. I certainly hope so. Otherwise, we're in for it. No, it's great. And so, like, how have you got some? I guess, you know, really easy to digest advice. Like, if there's other people out there that are, you know, maybe struggling with their mental health at the moment and looking to hear some wisdom and inspiration.
I also feel like, I don't know, this is a bit like different to what I was just talking about, but like to connect with your, like reconnect with your inner child.
Yes.
Which is like, I mean, I feel like a lot of people grow up and they kind of forget about their inner child, and then that little person inside of you just kind of dies. It just naturally happens like when you grow older. But like to make a conscious effort to kind of like reconnect with that child, because that child in you is the, like you think back to when you were younger, like you were hopeful, you were naive about the world, you didn't care about what people thought about you or anything, you didn't think that there was such thing as feeling alone, probably, like and like even just like motivation wise as well, like I don't know, I just feel like connecting with that inner child is just kind of keeping me hopeful.
It's great. It's a very, very positive message. I love that. And I think you nailed that on the head, you know, particularly with remaining hopeful for things and yeah, like thinking back to what gave you hope as a kid and when you saw it as being a positive place and a fun place and an exciting place.
Totally.
Yeah.
And enjoying simple things as well.
Absolutely. Like colouring in, or, you know, in your case, actually drawing. You know, each to their own. But like, when will live gigs actually return to normal? Like, you can't go out and put on a show for
nobody knows.
people,
like,
you can't. It just doesn't work.
I know, nobody knows, and it's like I've spoken to my booking agent about it a lot lately.
Yep.
I think she just reckons it's going to come back really, really slow.
Like festivals as well. Like,
even when there's going to be like so many restrictions.
Everybody, we need to have like a hazmat festival, and then everybody can actually
Hazmat festival.
jump on top of each other, just all in hazmat suits or something.
That's actually a good idea. That's a good idea.
We can have pools of paint they can jump in and just
Yeah.
go to town.
It's a good idea. You should pitch that to someone, or just do it. It's the
Hazmat.
only way. Like,
Well, I wonder what the legal restrictions are. If everybody was in a hazmat suit, surely the government would allow some kind of limit on how many people, because they're all.
Yeah.
Then you'd have to sing somewhat in like at least half a hazmat. You just have to have the. not,
half a hazmat.
yeah, you have to have the helmet off, but everything else is because you could still be in hazmat. I mean,
True.
it could work.
The only problem would be like people going to the toilet. That's always the worst part of festivals, the grottiest part.
Yeah, how do they? You can't go to the toilet in a hazmat suit. That's just bad for everyone.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Ew.
Well, we're solving the world's problems one hazmat suit, one medical sewage bag at a time. But so good. Well, I'm so thrilled to be able to share some time with you, Sammy, and connect with you again. It's always always good to see you. Hopefully we'll try and get you on to perform sometime. We'll see what the people want, and they can bring their pitchforks and write when you're not on the show, so we can appease them when you finally come on. It's great to see you still plugging away and still active, because you're such a talent and there's such a bright future for you, and I just see you making, as soon as this is all finished, there's going to be leaps and bounds of success coming your way, I'm very, very sure. So very much appreciate your time, and we'll hope to catch up with you again soon.
See ya.
And
Loving your comments and your questions, guys. Keep them coming. Now, don't forget, if you're someone who needs help and you don't know who to call, Beyond Blue has a 24-hour helpline to take your call and point you in the right direction. They've got friendly staff ready and waiting to hear from you 7 days a week. So if you need to reach out, please do. And don't forget, like and subscribe to all the Sing It Out socials and the website, which is singitout.tour.com, Facebook and Instagram. You should see them. They're going to pop up somewhere around here. Anyway, they'll be somewhere floating around. We'll be here next week at 7:30 with a surprise guest, and we'll be announcing as of Monday. So stay tuned, get connected, keep those comments rolling in, and remember, together we can make a difference. The hands were better this time. It wasn't so landing a plane.
Oh, Dan, it's live. What are you doing? Go ahead. Go
Is That's Nick Maris, ladies and gentlemen. He's the man running the show. The show wouldn't work without him, so
Single too.
yeah. I can give you his phone number. Give you his phone number. What is it again? 1-900. Call me.
1-800. Call Nick.
Yeah. We are here back live with Ellery Cohen. We've had a lot of questions come in. Somebody said, I think the blonde girl should date Ellery. Well,
That's good. That's her choice, I think.
it is. It's.
She has a name. She has
Her
a
name is Georgia, people.
Her name's
Ted,
Georgia.
Ted, her name is Georgia. A couple other really quick questions for us. Chloe says, what's your favourite song to sing?
Ooh. Someone's miming a song, but I don't know.
Is it Venga Boys?
It's promptly
Is it Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Is it Pearl Jam? Is it Michael
that's
Hutchins? Is
really
it Michael
hard.
Bolton? Is it Ricky Martin? Is it?
It's Borrow My Heart by Taylor Henderson. And if you're watching, Taylor, I love it.
And I reckon Alana Robertson would be happy with that. As she wrote in, she wants to meet old mate. So you might get your chance, Alana.
You may get your chance.
Maybe we'll get you in the studio when he comes in.
We'll
Wait and
be
see.
offering free meet and greets tonight to Taylor.
Are we? I don't think so.
We will not be. Sorry.
But, anyway.
But you can meet Nick if you'd like to meet Nick, who's doing the filming tonight. He will free meet and
He
greets
is free and available. And I'll
Free
give
and
you his
available.
home address. All right? DM me. Advice to young musicians wanting to write from Annie.
I think I watched an interview with Ed Sheeran. He said it's like a tap.
Yes.
Turn the tap on, it's like gross. And then suddenly you get good, clean water. So you just got to write, keep writing,
Yep.
and then write with lots of people.
Yes.
That's what I've noticed.
Yeah.
The second I started writing with people who are better than me, my songs became better.
Interesting that.
That's the tip.
Yes.
Work with people.
Work with people. Work with others.
Work with others. Don't be a toddler and work with others. That's what I'm telling my niece at the moment. You got to start playing with others.
How old's your niece?
4. Ava, if you're watching, you probably shouldn't be watching. You should be in bed, and mummy's not going to be happy with you. But if you are, you should be playing with your friends at Kinder.
Oh, I'm getting chest pains. Taylor says, what inspiration have you had during this time?
What inspiration? That's a very open question. Inspiration. I've been actually watching House at the moment. We were talking about what TV shows I've been watching at the moment. Been watching House, Dr. House. Kind of inspired me to become a doctor. Don't think I will, but maybe. But in terms of music, I've been super inspired to be writing more stuff.
Yep.
That's the serious answer. But also inspired to become a doctor.
Interesting. My daughter, she's 5. She wants to be a doctor.
She's got enough time. I've probably missed the bat now. It's about 8 years at uni.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch.
Bit too long now.
But you know the alphabet a little bit better than her, so you know you're ahead of the game.
I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of your daughter.
Yeah. Well done. Taylor says, any new hobbies in ISO?
Any new hobbies? Oh, I got a PlayStation. Is that a hobby?
Did ya?
Yeah. I've been playing. Is that a hobby? Dan's looking at me behind the camera with a shocked face.
It is.
I've never had a PlayStation.
You got to be careful you don't enter the black hole of gaming like old mate over here with his gaming headphones
I'm gonna move the camera over. He's not.
He's there.
Yeah,
he's still there. He's just
my new hobby. I've been walking lots.
He's just here on the
I've been going
Xbox.
for walks. The
Yes.
gym's closed, so I haven't been able to go to the gym. I've
That's
just been
right. Yeah.
Going for walks.
Gardening's good for that too. Get the hacksaw out.
Have not been gardening.
Take
This
off
guy.
some branches.
This is an excuse to stretch his muscles, I think.
There's no muscles going on anymore after 2 months in ISO, I can tell you that much. What someone else said to me today, why have a six-pack when you can have the whole barrel? I think that was Erica Ascenzo.
Amen.
Is that right? Yeah. Of course it is. She knows. She knows, yeah. We'll have a contest later on. Annie asks, what advice would you give to a young person wanting to write and produce their own music?
Ooh, producing. I think Dan is a big advocate for Pro Tools. Nah, a serious question. There's so many programs online that are offering free training. There's a super cool training service called Talent College that some of my friends, as you can see here, have created it, which go through kind of cool ways to produce your own music and booking shows and becoming an artist. But I think just like starting out, just start writing, just start having a go. Download, an app. Start doing stuff. Start really basic,
Absolutely.
and then I think maybe start saving some money, and then search up some producers that you like. I think what I did was I looked up some songs I liked.
Yes.
And then I looked who made the songs.
Yep.
And then messaged the person who created the songs.
Yes.
And luckily, Daniel replied to my emails. And now he works with me.
There you go. There he goes in the studio tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Come down. A couple other questions we've got. Neil Carmody, who cut your hair?
Who cut my hair? Shout out to Alex, my barber, who's probably watching. If you're watching, Alex.
Well done, Alex.
Thanks.
Nice fade.
Nice
Yep.
fade, yeah. It is a
Evie-
nice fade, but thank
Evie-
you, Alex.
Evie, Josh, why are you grey again? Well, I've asked that question many times in my life, and the answer keeps coming back with there's no answer. It's DNA.
Hormones.
And it's weird because my dad is actually not that grey. I'd be greyer than my dad.
Silver Fox, I like it.
Well, let's look at the history, right? George Clooney, Richard Gere.
Calm down, mate.
Look, I'm just putting names out there.
You're practically the same people. Richard Gere,
If
George
you want to
Clooney.
if you want to put
You're
me
all
in
Silver
the same
Fox.
category as some A-list Hollywood movie stars, that's up to you.
Silver Fox. We'll be promoting your new movie. What's your new movie coming out this week? Is it Avengers 4 or what are you in a new movie?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I thought you were a movie star, sorry.
Yeah, no. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Do you have a favourite hobby, Josh? But do you have a favourite hobby, Ellery?
Favourite hobby besides music? Are we saying besides music?
Besides music.
I kind of like to cook. I love cooking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
cooking,
right.
yeah.
I think when we were on a shoot, we might have eaten one of your apple pies. Was it apple and beetroot? Yes. And it was actually really nice. But you didn't like it, I recall. We were actually shooting it in the thing. You were eating it in the video clip.
That was when we
and
shot
then
video.
after we shot, you were like, mm.
Yeah.
But look, if there's any other comments that you guys want to ask us, or send in, or questions that you want to ask this man, you can find him on Instagram. He's very responsive. He's also a humble, extraordinarily talented human being, and he is going to perform for us once again. So you might want to make your way over to the performance area.
This is a song called Read Your Mind.
A song called Read Your Mind. Fantastic.
And I will be.
Can't wait to hear it. Ellery's going to make his way over. A little clap for being on the couch from Ellery. We'll hear from Ellery in one final second, and we're just going to wrap things up with you guys before we cut to Ellery. It's been an interesting evening. We've had a lot of laughs, and we've seen lots of Nick Maris's face with his gaming headphones. There's never too much Nick. But on a serious note, Ellery was really, really brave tonight. Certainly, culture plays a part when it comes to people feeling like they can be willing to share. And we have a part to play in helping people feel like it's okay to share. If we're there to back up our friends, and we're there to back up our family, and we're there to say, hey, it's okay, how are you? How are you actually going? Because remember, what's on the surface? Like, Ellery was halfway through a 2-year absolute skyrocket in his career. His songs are playing nationally, they're in supermarkets, they're everywhere, clothing stores, you name it, you can hear some of Ellery's music. And yet on the inside, Ellery was having a major struggle. And so you never know what's going on in someone else's heart. And we just want to say to you guys that you can make a difference for someone else. Maybe it's tonight, maybe it's right now, someone that you're sitting next to at home. Maybe it's someone that's on your mind that you haven't spoken to in a while. Or maybe it's someone that you speak to all the time, but you never really ask those questions that get, maybe a little bit scary and a little bit personal. And our encouragement to you is to be like Ellery. Be someone who's brave enough to share, and be someone who's brave enough to ask those questions to others. Because you might just be that one person that makes that enormous difference in that person's life. Like we said last week, we're talking about kindness. It might be one word of kindness, but you never know the impact that you're going to make on a person's life. And so we just want to encourage you, even though you're at home and you can't be here, one day we'll get you live in the studio and have you as an audience here. But until such a time occurs, we just want to encourage you guys and say, be the person, be the change that you want to see in the world, and then wait and watch how your world changes. Because if it's anything like Ellery's story, you can move through your mental health challenges, you can move through those emotional challenges. And at Sing It Out, we're definitely here to support you do that. All of our artists are here to help support you do that. And in the case that we don't know, call Beyond Blue, and they are also here to help support you. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and we're going to give Ellery Cohen one last round of applause as he sings this final song for us. Thank you so much, Ellery Cohen. Thank you to you guys at home.
Baby, I wanna know what you're thinking, but you put up your walls and you're giving me nothing. Walking away when we need to be talking, but I'm here for you. Baby, I'll wait for you. When it gets hard and it feels like we're sinking, you start to worry that we might be drifting. Is it a problem that I could be fixing? Yeah, I just need you. Yeah, I just need you. So tell me what's going on. Oh, what's going on? I've got to know. Just tell me what's going on. If only I could read your mind, I'd give you everything you need. Open up and make it clear to me. If only I could, if only I could read your mind, I'd give you everything you need. Open up and make it clear to me. If only I could. And now that you're gone, my world feels like it's sinking. My eyes are watering more than I'm blinking. I need some time for it to sink in. I just need you, yeah, I just need you. If only I could read your mind, I'd give you everything you need. Open up and make it clear to me. If only I could, if only I could read your mind, I'd give you everything you need. Open up and make it clear to me. If only I could, if only I could. Wish we could get out this place. Hope we could, hope we could. Could we really ever change? Hope we could, I hope we could. If only I could read your mind, I'd give you everything you need. Open up and make it clear to me. If only I could, if only I could read your mind,